Don't quit following your inner calling and your purpose. If you are stuck in a mindless job or a 9 to 5 corporate job that is just sucking your soul, I think you know what you need to do. It's never too late to change your life and totally start over again. In this video, we're going to be telling you how we quit our full-time jobs without having another one lined up, and everything turned out just fine.
If you're new here, my name is Jessy.
And my name is B.
And make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Quitting your job without having a backup plan. I know that sounds totally insane and it goes against everything that has ever been programmed into you. I know that's ingrained in us from the time that we are able to comprehend things. Like you have to have a job and you got to go to school and you got to do all these things and backup plan and stability, and it's all an illusion. You don't actually have to do all of that. We quit our jobs without having a plan B, like a backup plan, like nothing. We truly
like nothing.
We had nothing. Like you gave up all of your clients. I walked away from a lucrative Airbnb business, and you know, it was kind of crazy. In hindsight, like, we were very crazy, but we are risk takers, guys. We are risk takers. Yeah. We are not afraid to, like, when we send it, we, like, fully send it. And it's no, like, halfway in, halfway out. Like, we are all in 1,000%. And, like, that's what we did. We knew that we had this purpose together. We had a calling, and we didn't quite know what that was, but the more action we took, the clearer it became, and that is how we ended up where we are right now. And like, we are quite literally living our purpose and doing what we're supposed to be doing. And if we hadn't have taken that risk and jumped off that ledge into the unknown, like, you wouldn't be watching this video right now.
100%. And also, like, so let's kind of back up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like me, I was, and still am, you know, licensed marriage and family therapist. But at that time I had my own private practice. I had some clients, and it just, I was feeling really burnt out. You know, I didn't work a traditional corporate 9 to 5 job. You know, my hours are a little bit different. I got to make my own schedule. That was really nice. However, it still just was not feeling in alignment with me. And I think anyone who's watching this, no matter what you do for work, if it's not something that you're just fully in and loving and just immersed in, and every day you're like, yes, even when there's like a challenge, like that's probably like not your thing, and that's okay. And that was like really big for me to recognize, because literally since the time that I was in high school, I had this mindset of like, okay, I'm going to be a therapist, and then I'm going to get my own private practice one day, and I'm going to be a therapist, and I'm going to do my own private practice, and like that's just going to be my thing, and that's my dream. And once I attained it, it was like, I feel like I should be feeling different. And like that was like really hard for me to be honest with myself, and that this isn't really my thing. You know, what my thing is doesn't look much different from that, but there's a lot of differences in how I would go about creating all of that. So I felt this inner soul call, Brianna, it's time to leave. The people that you're working with just aren't right. The people that I was attracting, that I was seeing at the time, like they were not right. And my energy was being 100% drained at that point in time. Like these people were not really ready for change, ready for transformation. And I deserve, just like you, to wake up every day and feel like, oh my God, like I'm so grateful that I get to live this life and do what I love to do and create a difference in this world. So I'm not saying like, okay, go and quit your job because you hate it and it's mindless and you're just feeling icky. Like this was a soul call for me to be like, yes, like let everything go. I had been feeling this way for a while, and then I was still afraid, but I did it.
Right. And just like B, I was so afraid. Like it was ingrained in me for the longest time, like stability. You need stability in your life. And like, I truly believe that. And I come from a background of just discipline and like security. And I was in the military for just under a decade. And then I transitioned into the corporate America, and I was so unfulfilled. And I knew that I wanted to do something. I wasn't quite clear on that when I did leave my corporate job.
But I moved into being an entrepreneur for the first time, and like I thought that was going to be it, and it wasn't. And I was like, okay, I've done this before. I can do it again. And like I said, like this was a lucrative business for me. Like it was really successful. Like from the get-go, I didn't have to like do any of the marketing, and it just like popped off, and it was amazing. But I had this soul calling, and I was like, I'm meant for something more than this. And I knew that the next step was letting that go. It wasn't like I didn't have a second job lined up, but I did have my purpose lined up. Like I did know like, okay, I have a calling. I don't quite know what it is, but like I'm going to follow it. And it's scary and it's the unknown, but like, yeah, we're not saying like, of course, like if you're in a mind-numbing job and like you don't really know, like you just hate it, like that's not really a reason to leave it. But if you feel like this soul calling, like, oh my gosh, I'm meant for something more, I don't really know what it is, like of course, like follow that.
It might not mean quitting right away. It could be. It could be like, oh my gosh, I watched this video and like I've been feeling this way. And yes, I'm quitting today and I know that the money is coming and I know that my purpose is coming. It's already here. Or it could be like, I'm going to, you know, stay in this and call in all these things and then get some sense of what's coming next and then make that transition. Like everyone's process looks different. Ours, I think, is a little bit more extreme. The other thing that, you know, we had a nest egg sort of built up, you know, like we had some savings to fall back on, thankfully. And not everyone has that. So I understand like not wanting to take that big of a risk if you don't have money there.
Right. We're not
completely
saying,
get that.
Yeah. We're not saying like make a hasty decision. You've got like $7 in the bank and you're just like fully. I mean, maybe that is your journey because I know people out there who have done that and have been super successful and are like multimillionaires now because they followed that. But you know, like that, your path can be whatever it's meant to be.
But in our case, that wasn't the case. Like, yeah, we had savings, we had money to fall back on. It wasn't like, yeah, we had $13 in our accounts and we're like, okay, we're leaving.
Totally respect people that do that and just fully trust and have faith in the universe, and then abundance shows up, because that is like the level of faith that I aspire to be working at. So if that is you, like I see you. I know that when I was like on the brink of letting go of my clients and doing a full pivot with my career and my purpose, I confided in multiple different people about this and I got really similar responses, like very like scarcity mindset, like, oh my gosh, well you have to have like this security. And it was just like honestly like giving me so much like more fear and anxiety. And I never want to give that to anyone. Like, you know what you need to do. It might not make sense to anyone else around you. Who cares?
Right.
Like, this is not their life. This is yours. Only you know what is right for you. And if it doesn't make sense to your mind or anyone else's, it doesn't matter. If it feels good for your heart and your soul, do it.
Do it, right?
Don't live your life according to what someone else would or wouldn't do, because you're going to get to the end of your life and be like, why did I listen to this person? Like, why did I give away this power? Why did I give away my own power to somebody else and let somebody else dictate the way that I wanted to live my life? Like, don't go out of this world having regrets. And, you know, I feel like I can truly say that I don't have any regrets. Like, I don't regret leaving my job. I don't regret, like, I look back and it's such a blessing in disguise. Like, it's so stressful in the moment and you get caught up in like, oh my gosh, like the unknown. I'm so scared. What am I going to do? What's this going to look like? How's it going to happen? But like every single time I took a risk and I jumped, like that was the greatest blessing that I gave to myself.
I could not agree more. And I am so grateful to the version of me that let go of all my clients and let go of my private practice, because it opened me up to like my true purpose. And also it opened me up to receiving money that like I didn't necessarily have to work for. Like I just quite literally like manifested a huge chunk of money that's like, I feel like it was the universe being like, rewarding me, like you listened, you followed your soul call. Here's this money to kind of like get you through, and here you go. Because, you know, sometimes when you follow your purpose, it's not like, okay, you leave your corporate job, you leave your very 3D like matrix job, and then the next day it's like, oh my gosh, I'm like making all this money. Like we still live in the 3D. Like it takes time to build stuff up, you know, and to like actually reap the benefits of the empire that you're building. So it makes sense that you would obviously we need money in this reality too, that you need money to like support yourself and your life through that. And I was so blessed. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God, for blessing me with that money that I didn't necessarily have to work for.
Right. And I'm just thinking too, like, every time I had worried about something like that hadn't even come to fruition yet, like, you know, we can get stuck in these cycles of worrying about things. We're like, oh, how is this going to happen? Like, I don't know if I'm going to have enough. And like every single time I had worries and I let that kind of like overtake me, everything always turned out fine. And then I look back and I'm like, wow, I was worried for nothing. And then I have carried that now into like present day. And anytime I find myself worrying about something, I'm automatically reminded of the times that I was so worried and like everything turned out totally fine. If like it better than fine, like better than I had imagined it would turn out.
Yeah. And if you find yourself like stuck in loops and ruminating and worrying and having like a ton of fear about maybe like your certain situation and like how things are going to turn out, we have a really amazing breathwork session that we would love to gift you. If you just click the link below, it says free breathwork session. You can enter in your email and right away you're going to get access to that. Like I think it's like a 20-minute breathwork session that will totally rewire your nervous system and calm you down. You can do it as many times as you'd like.
If you like this video, make sure that you like it, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more just like this. And as always,
take what you need, leave the rest, and go love yourself.